Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say, Shalom. This is Amatazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled Esau Benefits from the Problems He Creates. So this is an article, U.S. Sun. It says parents could face fines up to $5,000 under a controversial new law after a weekend of madness saw teens jumping on cars. So here you have um, a multitude of teens, all right, could be more than 50, less than 100. Anytime you have gatherings like that, those type of gatherings are very suspect. Okay, so here you have these fools standing on a car. Now look at this sodomite right here, over here on the right, and then you see this girl with pink colored hair. All right, so these are not these are adults. Okay, all right, and so Esau always finds a way to benefit from the problems that he creates. So how did he create this problem? Well, here in America, all right, they they tell you that when you use corporal punishment on your child, that you are um, committing child abuse. So, under Esau's laws, he will lock you up and give you fines and take your children out of your house and all kind of things. All right, when you discipline your children, all right, and then you have in schools, these teachers are called mandated reporters. Okay, look that up. They're mandated reporters. They're mandated by the state. All right, or they're mandated by the state, all right, or in the school that they work for, to report instances of so-called abuse. All right, so the discipline or corporal punishment that you use at home, even if it's not malicious, could still land you in jail or fine or have your kids pulled out of your house. So now here you have a child that's growing up not being disciplined. What do you think? How do you think he's going to behave? He has no fear of anyone. So what does he do? He plays right into the hand of Esau, all right, and becomes a derelict, becomes some menace to society, and then he can lock him up and profit off of him. All right. And if he doesn't lock him up and profit off of him, he's gonna find a way to make you pay for their bad behavior. Just like this article is saying, up to $5,000 for what these grown ass kids is doing. Okay. So we're gonna, of course, go through a few scriptures. It kind of reminds me of kind of reminds me of certain women. You know, when they get divorced, all right, what they do is they make a difference in their home, and they teach their sons that not to listen to anything their father says, and nothing that their father says have any bearing in their household. All right. So then once that son gets to a certain age, if that mother thinks that he's acting up or disregarding her, what does she do? She calls the same man, okay, who she just got through teaching for the last 10 or 15 years that his word don't mean nothing, but she wants that man to discipline the son. Okay? That's the dumb shit women do. All right, Esau benefits from the problem he creates. So this is Proverbs 22:6. It says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now, these scriptures are going to explain how you're supposed to train up your child. All right? These scriptures are going to explain how you're supposed to discipline him. Proverbs 22:15, it says, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. What do you think you're supposed to do with that rod of correction? Huh? Let's see. Proverbs 23:12. It says, apply thine heart unto instruction and thine ears to the words of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child. For if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod and shalt deliver his soul from hell. You see, the Lord said, apply your heart unto this instruction. Okay? So figuratively, the Lord said, hey, come here, let me tell you something. Listen to me. Apply thine heart unto instruction and thine ears to the words of this knowledge. Beat him. That's what Seeley told Harpo. He said, what I'm going to do with Miss Sophia? She said, beat her. All right. This is Sirach 30. Hold on. Did I get the rest of that? Let me see. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod and shalt deliver his soul from hell. This is Sirach 30 and 1. I'm going to read that through 13. So Sirach got plenty to say. It says, he that loveth his son causeth him oft or often to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. You see that? That's very important. Verse 3 says, he that teaches his son grieveth the enemy. Who's the enemy? Read Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Okay? The heathen, all right, and chiefly the house of Esau, Edom. Verse 4, though his father die, yet is he as though he were not dead, for he have left one behind him that is like himself. You see, and that's what Esau wanted to do. He wanted to destroy the image of the father so that the young man in the house has no image to pattern himself after. All right. He only has an image of his mother to be emotional. You see? Verse 5, while he liveth, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled at every cry. A horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. Cocker thy child, okay, that means pacify, baby him, coddle him, right? Cocker thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end. That doesn't mean that you can't enjoy your son and have fun with your son and have good times. What it's saying is you still have to be strict to your son in order for him to be taught and to learn. Okay, you can't be playing with him all the fucking time. Okay, I'm just talking straightforward. All right, give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies. Okay, you can't give him so much freedom, and every time he screw up, you just say, oh, it's okay. All right, you got to calm down on him. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. Chastise thy son, and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. How many times have we went over the fact that you're supposed to provide corporal punishment for your child? You see that? Deuteronomy 21 and 18. Okay? It says, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, so this is what happened in the ancient world before Esau corrupted everything, all right? Because now Esau, all he does is just stand in the way. He creates problems, stand in the way, and get paid. Deuteronomy 21 and 18 says, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastised him will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of his city and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He's a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. Okay? All right? So that's how it was done in the ancient world. All right? When your son did not respond to correction, all right, you had to put him to death. All right? And so this is the promise to Esau, okay? Because Esau is the one who creates this confusion, okay? And then stands and gets paid. Proverbs 22:16. It says, he that oppresseth the poor. Who is the poor? The poor are the meek of the earth. The poor are the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. That's who the poor is. All right. And who oppresseth the poor? The wicked. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Esau, Edom, is going to surely come to want. He's going to pay for all of this oppression. All right. And this is a form of oppression. Parents could face up to $5,000 under a controversial new law after a weekend of madness saw teens jumping on cars. So they're not accountable. Let's make the parents accountable and get paid. Esau benefits from the problems he creates. I pray that this lesson has been edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.